Hey everybody, welcome back to Trail 89 Adventures. I'm Todd. Today I'm out in western Arizona and I'm checking out Harquahala Mountain. It's actually part of the backcountry byway system. And this trail is about 10.5 miles to the top and it's 3,800 feet in elevation gain. A lot of cool things going on here. In fact, there's a kiosk here at the very beginning that gives you some of the background and the history of all the things that have taken place at this mountain. One of the neat things is the Smithsonian built an observatory at the top of this back in the early 1920s. They only staffed it for 5 years or so just because of the weather conditions and things like that. But other things that have gone on here are ranching, mining, all kinds of stuff. So come along with me today and let's go check out Harquahala Mountain. Well, I'm going to tell you, that one got my blood going a little bit. So at the trailhead, there were 2 pickup trucks with trailers. So I'm assuming that there's some folks up here maybe on either some razors or maybe some 4-wheelers. Haven't seen anybody just yet, and because we're just kind of getting going here, but we'll be on the lookout for them, see if there's any other traffic. But that's it so far. Hey, I'm about 5 miles into this trail and I've only gone up about 900 feet in elevation or so. So that tells me the back half of this gets super steep. But just driving along here, there's a pretty nice canyon that you're driving through with a drop off into the wash, and you can tell this trail has been graded at some point just based on the rocks and stuff that are piled up on the side of the road. It's still pretty bumpy. But so far for scenery, it's pretty good, and the wildflowers are definitely blooming, as we've seen in some other videos. But it is definitely a bumpy trail. As soon as I said we hadn't climbed much in elevation, I turned and started going up the switchbacks right over here. And where I actually said we hadn't gone up much, elevation was down there. You can see the trail all the way down there at the bottom. Let's go check out the rest of the switchbacks and climbing up this hill. Now you can see from this video, this thing rides right up the edge of this mountain face, and they actually completed this trail in the 80s up to the top, and before that it was just a pack mule trail that they had to hike up to go to the observatory up here, which I thought was interesting. I read that on the plaque down at the beginning of the trail. You know, one of the nice things about this trail, there's these little pull-offs every so often in case, you know, you have to pass somebody or somebody wants to pass you. But you can see right here, this is the section that I just came up. And wow, what a view from just here. And we're nowhere near the top yet, because I was just looking at my map. And when you look over here, you can see some switchbacks going up. That's part of the trail. So somewhere in this area, I'm assuming is the top, right over the peak there. These are some pretty big mountains. Actually, this mountain is the tallest mountain in southwestern Arizona. Holy cow, I'm going up these switchbacks, gang. I still got a little ways to go up here. But it's not as bad as I thought, because there's actually, from when they were grading this road, there's a good bank along the edge. You know, a good two feet high of rocks. But just looking at it from down below looks a little daunting, but wow, the views though from here are pretty cool. We're not even at the top, but you can see the trail all along there. This part here looks a little, it's probably the most technical parts I think I've seen yet on the trail. It hasn't been bad, too bad at this point, just rocky, but okay, let's finish it up going to the top. I'm gonna take a quick walk up this just to pick a line. Okay, I'm just gonna go right up here. kind of windy up here. I had to put on my windbreaker, but yeah, that was pretty intense. Even though there was, in most of the area, there was a little, you know, edge there with the rocks from the road grading. You're up pretty high, and it's pretty intense. So if you do not like shelf roads, do not come up this trail. That's all I'm going to tell you. But if you're okay with it, the views are pretty cool. I didn't really look over the side too much as I was coming up. I was just concentrating on the road. But when you get to the top, the views from up here are, you know, even better than where they were down below when the last time I had stopped. I'm going to head up to the very top where the bunkhouse is. I think that was a bunkhouse, and to where the observatory used to be. So we'll go check that out. Well, you're not going to get too much information off of those. That's unfortunate. I love reading those things. Get so much cool information off of them. These things are just burnt out from the sun. Pretty neat up here. I can't imagine living up here in the 1920s working at an observatory, especially in the winter. It's just got to be always windy up here. And you're over 5,000 feet elevation on this, so you know you're gonna get snow. Imagine living in that. No thanks. Pretty cool coming up to the top. I've seen so many videos and pictures of, you know, people that come up here and check this out and learn the history of Harquahala Mountain and the observatory from the Smithsonian. So I wanted to come up, but the drive ain't no joke. It's only 10 miles, but the last couple miles are pretty intense. But there's some guys working up here on the communication towers. But we're gonna head back down. Just got done with the upper switchbacks, and coming down wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think just the anticipation going up made it that much more intense, but coming down, not too bad at all. Looks like I caught back up to the Jeep crew. Got a 4Runner here that I let pass me, and there's another 4Runner actually behind me. All right, we are wrapping up Harquahala Mountain. About 10.5 miles one way. So you're looking at, what, 21 miles round trip or so to go all the way up and back down. Took me about an hour and a half to get back down. Did have some traffic on the way down. There was some Central Arizona Project guys working at the top. They were coming back down, and caught up to some Jeeps and stuff that were up there when I got to the top. But neat ride. The views from the top, absolutely outstanding. Outstanding. Used 4 low the whole way, right? And that controlled the speed on the descent, which was really amazing what these Jeeps can do. But hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.